Afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Rate Review Committee meeting. Today is Tuesday, September 9th, 2025. This meeting of the Ayer Rate Review Committee will be held in person in the location provided on this notice. Members of the public are welcome to attend this in-person meeting. Please note that while an option for remote attendance and/or participation via Zoom is being provided as a courtesy to the public, the meeting hearing will not be suspended or terminated if technological problems interrupt the virtual broadcast, unless otherwise required by law. Members of the public with particular interest in a specific item on this agenda should make plans for in-person versus virtual attendance accordingly. This meeting will be live on Zoom. The public may access the proceedings by joining Zoom, meeting ID number 978-772-8220, or by calling 929-205-6099. For additional information about remote participation, please contact Carly Antonellis, Assistant Town Manager at atm@ayer.ma.us or 978-772-8220, extension 100 prior to the meeting. Okay, great. We all set? Okay. All right. All right. This meeting is called to order. So first up is our review and approval of the March 11th, 2025 meeting minutes. I looked them over. I didn't notice anything. Okay, I'll take a motion.
Make a motion to approve the minutes for the March 11th, 2025 meeting.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The chair says aye. The meeting minutes are approved. All right. And now we're going to start our initial review and discussion of the solid waste enterprise budget and rates. Can you zoom that? That's nice. Okay. All right, who wants to start that off?
I can speak to this if you'd like. Just a recap of the prior years and then our most recently ended year of fiscal 2025, just to give you an idea of how close, the budget was to estimated. And I just thought it'd be a good start to see where we are over the years.
Okay.
You can kind of see a trend where the last couple of years we've been going back to pre-COVID sales, and receipts. We kind of had some 21 and 22 and 23 were kind of some higher years, and then we're heading back down to normal.
Okay. And then we have it as far as like the wages. Is this reflecting the overtime that now is no more because we're not doing the extra hours?
So I believe that contract started in
July 1st?
July 1st for fiscal 2026. So no, but I did, or was it 25? Sorry.
26. Okay.
It was 26 that it started? Okay. Yeah, so
We're
there's
not
no.
in 26. Are you talking
Yeah.
fiscal year or?
Yes,
calendar?
fiscal.
Okay, so July 1st, 2025 fiscal.
Yep.
year 2026.
Yes, is
Okay.
when that just started. So there's no reflection of
Okay,
that.
that's why I want to make sure.
I did have Amanda and Pam just do a really quick estimate. And it's a total, that overtime's around $8,000.
Mhm.
So you might see some savings there. from
Okay.
that change.
Hmm.
Fiscal 26 or
Right,
after July 1st.
Right, okay, so no, that's why I just wanted to
Yep.
show, so that anybody looking at that, they would know that that number would definitely be different. And,
Yep.
maybe a little bit smaller, so, okay. Okay,
It was just there for informational purposes.
no, appreciate it, yep.
And so then, Barbara, on this sheet, then the yellow box at the bottom, after all is said and done, there was 3,665.
Yes, I'm glad you
Remaining.
mentioned
Yeah,
that. So the
positive.
revenue over expenses, we just kind of squeaked by.
Yep.
In fiscal 25 without a deficit.
Yeah, we did it. I remember at one point putting a spending freeze because I was tracking the budget as we were going and make anything that was a need.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's right. You
we-
kind of put
we-
a moratorium on spending for the
Yeah.
last few months of the fiscal year.
Right.
We were anticipating.
It coming in really close.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, you and I kept having discussions.
Yeah, I kept
Yeah.
sending them up.
Yeah, but we succeeded.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, good job. That's always nice to see, as long as you come out even slightly, you know?
And these are preliminary numbers. We haven't gone through the whole
No.
balance sheet and processing yet, so these are
Mhm.
just preliminary.
Correct, that's fine. So what are our preliminary thoughts as to what we're preliminarily doing? Is that a word?
Well, so my initial thoughts, just looking at what you have up here, Barbara, you can see the total expenses are going up year after year. So FY 25 was 556,000 right on the bottom there. Now FY 26, we anticipate around 573,000. I want to say there was a few minor things increased in the budget. Disposal of solid waste was one of them. The wages, I think those should net lower, even though there is a change in the union contract. And we get, every year there's always a bump in pay, at least for COLA. So just seeing that 556 to 573, we know, if our trends stay the same with our bags and stickers, then it's looking like, depending on what we discuss for the subsidy, it looks like we probably need to raise rates somewhere. That's an initial 30,000 foot view. Yeah, I thought.
Yes.
Madam Chair, so perhaps, and there may be other inputs too, like we've done in previous years, for the next meeting is we run some scenarios. So I think one scenario would be no increase. So let's see what that looks like, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm sure there's some more discussion on let's see what some other scenarios would look like. But how much do you anticipate we need to raise?
I don't know. I wouldn't want to say right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you have a better
Because I haven't
sense?
even run the model yet.
Would you have a
but
better
that's-
sense the next time we?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I'll
okay.
run the model and
Yeah,
then I'll have that exact number. And it'll be kind of similar to previous memos I've done when we run the model. I'll run various scenarios. There's like gotta be at least 15 of them that we typically run.
right. So one of them
Any
was
specific ones that we
no,
want run.
no increase.
Yeah, no increase,
Right.
current rates, see what we get.
Yeah, current.
And I'll work with Barbara too, because we have to factor in the subsidy.
I think we've done one in the past where it was just permit. And another one that was just bag.
Yep,
So that was two more, and then like a combo thereof.
we do. Yeah, we'll do a permit increase of your standard permit, your second permit, and your senior permit. We can do a combination of increase or no increase on any of those. There's a good like 15 scenarios we typically run. I'll definitely run all those. If there's anything specific anyone wants, I could run as well.
Just through the chair, one question. Obviously, we didn't raise anything last year. What did we raise the year before? Was it do you have that? I
yeah.
meant to look.
Last time we raised was in calendar year 2023. The stickers went up from 100 to 105. That was the last raise.
Calendar 2023
Yeah.
permits went
So it's
from
been
what?
2 years.
100?
100 to 105, the regular permit. Prior to that, there was a senior sticker that was raised in 2020 from 55 to 60.
Okay.
And then you have to go back 2019. And actually, I missed here. The last time bags were raised was 2022. All sizes went up $1 per bag. And what I can do, I put together a memo, run the model memo, and I can have that. I have a tracker of the rate increases over time. I can include that in the memo too, so we can have an idea.
All right, so 23 was the permits and 22 was the bags.
Yeah.
Okay. And last year we did subsidy with nothing out of the enterprise fund. Right?
For fiscal 25, we used $36,996 out of retained earnings.
36 what?
36,996
So your next.
for fiscal 25.
Yeah.
So this year for fiscal 26 or starting calendar year 2025, I have budgeted nothing to come out of retained earnings.
All right, so fiscal year 2025 started on what calendar date?
7/1/2024.
2024.
Okay, so for fiscal year 2026, we did not use anything from retained earnings, right, which
did
is
not
what I
budget.
said. So we did the general fund subsidy with nothing out of retained earnings. In 26.
Yep.
Okay, so, and now we're looking to do FY 27. What is in our retained earnings right now?
Written down, $135,452.
35,000 and what?
$452. And I don't, we're just starting the fiscal 25 end of the year process, so I don't know what it will be. We will know in a couple months.
Yeah.
If it's changed at all.
Yeah, if it did change, how big of a flux do you think it would be?
Well, if we end up using the 36,996, which I think we did, except for $3,665 of it, I think we're gonna decrease around $30,000.
You didn't do retained earnings last year for July 1st, 2025 FY 2026. Didn't
Oh,
we?
we just started 2026. Fiscal year 2026 is the year we just started, which is.
Correct.
July. So we have not budgeted any, yep. Yep, so I don't know yet if the.
But
prior
aren't we
fis-
starting to talk about what the rates are gonna be for FY 27? Or you know what? I'm out. Don't talk to me about fiscal years again. Never
Okay.
mind, never
All
mind,
right.
never mind. I totally messed myself up. Okay. I'm back with it. Jeez, I hate fiscal years.
I know. It's
Well,
so
and I
confusing.
still go with the federal fiscal year, so that's what confuses me was, so that still throws me. So, okay, never mind. Okay, so, but, I know that you haven't finalized all the amounts and everything, so that 135 could change, but, it could fluctuate by about $5,000. So theoretically, if we wanted to, we could use 50 grand out of retained earnings, right?
I mean, theoretically, we could use up to 135,000, yeah, of
Would-
retainer next year.
Now, would we have to go to town meeting?
That would be for fiscal 27.
Oh, you're talking about doing it next, okay. Yeah. That's to be in the.
Yeah, so
article.
there is some retained earnings.
Yep.
Question or
Mhm.
comments? No?
Yeah.
Quick on the receipts for FY 2025. I noticed that the bag receipts actually went down with this. Is that, do you think that's a factor of the sale of bags have gone down? Well, it'd have to be because we raised the price of the bag, so,
Yeah, it would be, there were less bags sold, yeah,
okay, which is,
because the price
We
was
didn't
the
raise
same.
any prices.
Right, we
Oh,
haven't
we
raised.
didn't? Oh,
we haven't
okay.
raised
Yeah.
since
oh, okay, gotcha.
2022, the bulk item.
Okay, so definitely
Different.
then,
Yeah.
So it looks like we sold around the same number of transfer stickers, so we're still getting that, but I'm just curious why, I'm not curious, but.
Because the bags cost so much.
Yeah,
That's why. The bags are a problem.
right, yeah, yeah.
And we talk about it, but when people are going into the store and they go to even get that one clump of bags, they don't always have it. And that's the problem. So maybe we need to start discussing a different way of doing things. Just throwing it out there.
Okay, so just to confirm though, this is definitely this is due the 174,000 in 2024, dropping to 171,600,000 in 2025 is due to less bags being sold.
Yeah,
That and probably nobody might be buying the really big ones too. They may have decided to drive the smaller ones, composting and recycling better than they were. That would account for a little bit of it.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
that's,
in general, that's what it should be. So you'd think if we'll have to see what the number of stickers sold were compared to each year. Because if you had the same amount of stickers sold, that would mean that more people were recycling if they average the same amount of trash. they're still very close numbers, I guess 174, 171, but I can do some more analysis there and include that in the model, how many stickers we sold and how many bags we've sold. 'Cause I have that in a tracking spreadsheet too. Over time, I track that.
So then just moving into FY 2026, which is what you'll be modeling, right?
Yep.
So it's interesting. It's great that it's very conservative, but you think we could at least start with 140 and 171 for the stickers and receipts for FY 2026 or?
So
And
this
thoughts?
budget was set last spring.
Oh,
So we're just starting this. So this is stuff we had discussed last year about taking a conservative approach because
Okay,
we had
okay, got it.
anticipated decreases back last year.
oh, okay, okay.
So this,
Oh, so yeah, so this is locked into the budget.
It is,
stuff.
yeah.
Okay.
yeah. So this is
I'm
again
doing
where,
that. I'm
yeah,
into this fiscal year. flow.
yeah.
Okay,
So
so this is already budgeted. Oh, okay.
So we set the rates, via calendar year, but we budget on a fiscal year. So this is the
Mhm.
budget that was approved last
Gotcha.
April.
Dan,
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay, just one last comment. And then the expense line under direct expenses, the increase is because of the solid waste cost.
That's one of them. There's one or two
The
other areas.
sludge, I think,
There was a one-time fee this year for the punch card system. Get much of that, the union punch card system.
oh, yeah.
So I split it between all the divisions.
Yeah.
Trying to think. I could find out what else there was. I can't, off the top of my head, I don't remember.
but-
But it wasn't,
But it would assume, just because waste is just expensive, that the big portion of that is the fact that
yeah,
it costs more to get rid of solid waste.
that was the largest.
Okay, yeah, that's all yeah.
Recycling, I remember I level funded, and that's come down again. For a few years, it got more expensive to recycle than the throw away, but now it's come back, it's gotten better. But it's sort of creeped up a little, so I level funded it.
Okay, great. Thank you.
But yeah, I can find out what else I had that increased.
Robert, you were gonna ask something?
Yeah, Dan, recycling committee, I know the last couple years have been zero. I'm just curious, what was that money? You see, it's one back was 1587 and 646, 521.
Yeah,
You know what that was?
so that was revenue brought in by them, and
Is it
they
a
were.
grant or something, or?
No, I think that they were, they were selling, like kitchen scrap buckets, I want to say. certain things like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and.
Compost,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and, then there was that whole program with,
Yeah.
for your water
The rain.
And the rain barrels.
Yeah, rain
barrels and
a lot of
everything,
them.
so yeah.
So yeah, there was a time where the committee was pretty involved, and they were actually selling things through our office. It was actually the thing before I took
Okay,
over.
I'm just
Yeah.
curious, okay.
Although there was some revenue there, yeah.
And so there's no more of a recycling grant?
No, I think there's still the grant. I think.
Because
There
it's
is.
never, there's
Yeah.
nothing on that line.
Oh, yeah.
So there is an annual recycling dividends program, RDP grant, that the town receives, and you get points based on if you meet certain criteria or Mass DOT, like having the pay as you throw bag program gives you points. So more points you get, the more money you get.
But we haven't gotten anything in the last 5 years.
We get it annually, and it's tracked. I guess it's not tracked here, but we typically we'll just spend it on purchasing bags or something that, that alleviates from an expense in our revenue. So usually that's what we do. We just spend it in.
Then let's
in-
get rid
within
of
the
that
budget. Yeah,
line.
we don't have it.
I can delete that line.
Yeah, let's just delete that line, because that's just kind of misleading.
It's not a big grant either. It's like around
Yeah.
$5,000.
Through the chair, Dan, do you anticipate on the horizon of any
Yeah. I was gonna
capital
say
or
capital.
equipment improvements?
We'll need a new
needed?
pickup truck. I think I had it for 2 years out, but we're gonna have to
Well, that'd
go to
be
this
through
year's capital for it. Yeah. There's a pickup, like a F-250 type.
Any other significant, whether,
That's
I'm
good,
just trying to-
75 grand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not right now. I mean, it is an aging facility though, so really we should start taking a look at it. And I mean, we do take care of it, but you know, that's probably,
What, the transfer station?
yeah.
The building?
Yeah, the building itself, just take a look at things over there and just, you know, size up when we expect there might be a decent expense. But, you know, I don't expect anything anytime in the next 5 years, but that's
I'm
something
just
that
curious,
has
yeah.
crossed my mind, which I gotta do. But yeah, the only capital expense I think I have is the pickup truck
Right,
for now. Yep.
because you did the paving.
Yeah, the paving's been done. You know, other than that, it's in pretty good shape.
Well, start the process on, looking what else has to be done so that we can maybe get ahead of it,
Yeah.
so it doesn't get into that imminent, you know how I feel
Yeah,
about the word imminent when it comes to repairs. Ah.
yeah.
In the scenarios that you'll run for next time, some of them will incorporate recommendation on retained earnings amount.
Yeah, I can work with Barbara. I'll run the
Yeah.
model and I'll think it's best.
I think we did pretty well. If I recall, last year, we had anticipated about a $10,000, decrease in revenues, and I think we're right around 11. So that model
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
did
yeah.
pretty well, if I recall. I think it was 10,000 or 9,885 or something like that, really
Yeah.
close. So, it'll be good to run that.
Well, when we run like the scenarios of, that this committee needs to review, look at, and I know that, when it comes to the permits and the bags, we usually do like a $5 and $1. I would request that if you can maybe look at a 250 and a 50 cent, that if we have to make an increase, that maybe it be a slightly smaller one. Because of, everything's going on, and people just don't have the money.
Okay, yeah, I'll run some, I guess I'll call them finer
Yeah.
scenarios.
A good point. Yeah.
And that way, we're at least, if we do have to do an increase, we're at least minimizing it as much as possible. So.
Yeah,
So, and then, the good news is that the good news is not if we have to do an increase. The good news is if we have to do an increase, we haven't had one for a few years, so,
Yeah.
which is a good thing, because it shows that we've been like really, tightening up. So, okay. I had asked a question, and I remember you sent me an email. Now I don't remember what you said as far as the, because I was asked by a resident about, did we fully ever answer the whole sticker versus bags? And you emailed me back your response, and I can't remember what you said.
Oh, the method, meaning we
Yeah.
used to do the stickers
Right.
on the bags, on general bags, and then went to the bag system. Did we? I remember we discussed that
yeah.
at some point, but
Have we fully done an analysis on this?
It was in the
I
time
know
bond.
we kind of touched on it, and one of the things that was said was, it does make for easier enforcement. I absolutely agree. But did we ever do like a real analysis, or did we just
Oh,
stop
like
there?
cost analysis?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's in the report too.
Yeah, I don't remember what it said.
So I got that email too. So in the report from Time Bond from 2024 now, so the town of Ayer, we spend approximately 18,000 annual on the bag furnishment from our vendor. The same number of bag tags is estimated to cost around 4,500. So that means we spend an additional 13,500 a year on the pay-as-you-throw bags. So that's kind of the numbers. We really, in working with Pepperell and other communities, everyone's moved over to the pay-as-you-throw bags from the stickers, and monitoring and enforcement was a big thing. And when you lose out on the stickers or the bags, whichever it is, you lose in revenue. Especially in our case where the bags are, a significant cost for people to purchase. If we miss a bag, we miss $5 here or there, right? Like,
Uh-huh.
so, and then just fraudulent use, it said in here, bags discarded with no tag, partial tags, varying in size, difficult to identify. So it's much harder to keep a track of. So that's why all the communities have moved to the
Right.
pay-as-you-throw bag, colored bag.
Yeah. Yeah, I resident asked, so I wanted it, back on the record and everything, so.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Dan, is everybody that has the pay-as-you-throw bags, are they using pretty much the same, sorry, hang on. It happened. Oh,
Same distributor.
yeah, and
As far as I know, most towns around here use Waste Zero.
Yeah.
I did it,
So I think that was one of the things we were gonna talk about too, is, looking at a new distributor.
Yeah, so our contract, we do go out for a new bid this end of this fiscal year.
Okay.
okay, so we,
And there are some options there. We can go out to bid. This, potentially, I've never tried it, but you could, with some surrounding facilities like Harvard, if they're up for bid, we could do a little.
that's a good idea, like a regional bid.
Yeah, like we do with paving. There is a
Oh,
state,
nice.
there is a state bid too, that Waste Zero goes in, they go in through the state bid as well. So you already got a number in there. That's already procured. You could use that, but separately could just go into bid on our own because maybe our specs are a little different from the state bid and they're not as expensive of a bag.
Do you think Harvard and Pepperell use the same type of bag?
I know Harvard does.
Yeah.
I'd have to see what other communities might be interested in. We have a group that we work together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're all pretty much the same
So the
material.
contract
Yeah.
ends June 30th of 2026.
Yeah.
The end of with the current vendor.
Yep.
So we definitely have an opportunity
Yeah,
to
that's
go out to bid. And
Yeah.
I'd be willing to work with you on like whether it's the regional or state,
Yeah.
that there could be some relief there.
Maybe I can work with not Tessa, but Sarah Vular, her
Yeah,
successor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's an opportunity that we should fully exhaust.
Yeah, I'll make a note.
If I, another idea is because you have nothing else to do with your time, Dan.
Little
But,
people who can
I
help
mean,
too.
But back to your idea of this sticker is like, so as a resident, I'm saying, okay, I gotta buy a plastic bag to throw my trash out. Oh, that's too expensive. I'll use my own trash bag and I will get a sticker to put on my own trash bag. How much does that trash bag cost?
Oh, it's a huge difference. So, but the problem with the
Yeah.
time when we used the stickers, so
Mhm.
they were about that
Yeah.
long and about that wide.
My God, so Andrew couldn't see him.
Right. So the idea that you would, tie it up in the neck. Now, what has been, recommended by a resident when she was here, she recommended like a big round one, So if we were to go with the sticker, if, that was going to be a beneficial than doing a bigger one, and one that couldn't be cut, So, but that's something, if that was to happen, that would take a couple of years to go into effect anyways. But that was probably the problem, it was just small and then occasionally somebody would just, cause it was like 250. For some reason, the number 250 comes into my head and, somebody would cut it in half.
Yeah.
Stickers for different sizes, I'm just curious.
No, there wasn't.
There was
It's just a sticker for a bag.
It was one, and I think you could do a maximum of like a 30-gallon bag. That was a volume size,
Yeah.
maximum size bag.
Yeah.
So people could try to cheat that
Gotcha.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
This group I think it could be an opportunity here.
yeah, so. Yeah, but I don't think I think we should just keep like the stickers in the back of our head in case it ends up being an opportunity to go back to,
Yeah,
you know, that can save the residents money and everything.
there's a small handful of communities that still do them.
Yeah.
We get ideas.
Yeah, so, but I mean, I agree that if we were to do something like that, we would need to get something a little bigger. You know,
Yeah.
and I know you had a senior working up there,
Yeah.
for a little while, and from what I understand, that was a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was having a good.
I heard that it was good. Yeah. So, and I know that, my husband usually goes, but you know, he would let me know if there were black bags, but I was up there recently and that whole thing
Yeah, it was,
got fixed.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, with the employees and everything. Yeah.
Our staff.
And one other thing, so last year, we did raise the bulk sticker, right?
True, we raised bulk.
What should we raise it?
I want to say it was 2 years ago we raised that too?
Too, because that was the whole
Yeah.
toilet.
It was varying. I mean, it was
Yeah,
so
we
many
had-
different items.
Right.
I could get that, but.
Yeah, that's okay. No, I
We
just-
pretty much doubled, like, we had so long.
Right, okay.
Yeah,
Falling behind.
That was 2 years ago.
Yeah. it
Okay.
was-
yeah, because we didn't raise anything last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, whatever you did as far as the spending freeze, I think that helped.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
Definitely.
Keep it
Yeah.
up,
Thanks.
you know?
Good job.
Barbara too for the help.
Barbara,
in
yeah.
Yeah.
Tracking that. And-
Yeah. Yeah, because,
A lot of close monitoring.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
yeah, so. All right, well, I think that's enough of that conversation.
Thank you very much.
Update on the implementation of stormwater rate. I was surprised when I got my last water bill that it wasn't on there.
Yeah.
And I was like.
I figured you would be, Janice, so that's why I updated you at the select board. All right.
I just kind of went, oh.
You're like, oh, I got away with one now. Yeah, no, so the current water and sewer billing software we use, so that DPW uses, it's called Kuzi. And so what we did was early this year in 2025, we met with Kuzi and talked about bringing in stormwater. We found out it's doable. We found out if we wanted to do it right away, there would be a cost to it. We also knew come July 1, we needed to upgrade. Kuzi was going through an upgrade process from our current software to a new software. So they said there'd be no charge if at that time when you're doing the upgrade, you just bring in stormwater, which totally made sense. It would save our staff time, we'd save money, and we'd get up to date.
Uh-huh.
I didn't anticipate it taking a long period of time to do this upgrade until we started doing it. We actually started in late June. We got a little head start. We cheated a little, I guess. But they originally were going to have it take until the end of this calendar year to be fully on the new software and be able to bill stormwater. But Pam and I were able to work with them and expedite it. And come October 1st, we'll be fully up and running on the new software, and stormwater bills will be going out. So they're not on the bills in this first quarter of this fiscal year, but then afterwards they will be. And we did just get our first login to the new software. It's been built, and so now we're kind of testing it out. So we're working out all those kinks now, and for the October 1st changeover date from the old to the new software.
So since it was originally gonna be like July 1st, that we would have gotten our first stormwater bill, and it's gonna be quarterly, you're not gonna try to compensate for that missing quarter, are you?
So
Because I think that'll shock people because they've already in their head going, this is what it'll be every quarter.
So we could do that, or we could just go forward charging what the every quarter charge would have been. And we would be okay from a revenue expense standpoint for our current budget this year. We'd miss out on a quarter year billing. So I know we definitely, obviously we could set it up to run the quarterly $23.75 a quarter is what it costs. That's the $95 divided by 4. We could easily do that if, setting it up to capture that $95 in 3 quarters. I still have to work with Kuzi just to see if that's something that's, easy enough to do, but it shouldn't really be that hard. So I don't know, I guess we haven't decided which way to go yet. I talked to Barbara and Robert, but I think once I have an idea, can we do both? Well, I know we can do the one that's 2375. Should we move forward with the 31, whatever and change it would be? And if
I
you
think
collect
that
it all in
if
three
that's
quarters.
the route you choose to take, then I think that there should be a note in there to the resident saying, look, due to the software, we weren't able to implement it on July 1st. So that's why you're going to see this slight increase, because we're going to capture that, rather than just putting out there, because
Yeah,
Yeah.
there will be
We'll be getting
people who don't know what happened, and they'll be like, no, you told me it was gonna be this amount. And they're going to be under the false impression that there was a rate increase when there wasn't.
right.
And
Yeah.
that's my biggest concern, is that there's going to be some,
So I haven't created it yet, but I will create a web page off of DPW that explains where we're at and what the bill's gonna be. But that, I guess that's sort of what, I think you're right, Judge, if we did,
Yeah, that's a good idea.
you know,
yeah, put a note
recuperate
in
all the
there,
funds
you
in
know.
3 quarters, we really gotta
You're
explain
a
it.
resident, we love
Yeah.
you, we're sorry, but this is what happened, the software, and this is how we're doing it, and we didn't want you to be shocked.
Right,
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So-
Otherwise, the phone will fall off the wall.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, because people out there, they've already said this is how much they're anticipating it to be, a quarter.
right.
Yeah.
And Dan, if you forego the quarter, as you mentioned, as
Yep.
the off, any sense on the impact to the overall plan, meaning the revenue funding plan?
So I think we'd miss
Be
out.
all right?
Yeah, we'd be okay. Yeah, we'd be okay to keep moving forward with our asset management. You know, we'd miss out, say it was 100 to 150 grand is what a quarter of revenue is. It was more than that, a little more. I'd have to look. Yeah.
How much, but I remember you
But-
showed it to me, and because he started the stormwater, the budget, the expense budget very conservative, that we were okay for this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So you'd miss out on that, but yeah, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I know we would easily cover the current budget we have, and we'd still build up retained earnings. I want to say it was at least 150,000 retained earnings if we still forego the first quarter.
Whatever you decide, but I agree with
Alright.
Janice, if the option is to capture that quarter, we should put a notification.
Yeah.
Right in the,
Yeah, so I'll be in touch with you this month, because the bills will start next month, so we gotta figure it out now while we're working UB4, figuring out how, that's the new software we're using, UB4.
No, sounds good.
Yeah,
Can I just, because I'm always dense about, I have to write this stuff down. So what I'm hearing is 95 a year was the base cost, right?
yeah,
So that's around $24 a quarter.
correct,
So if we had started, everybody would see 24 for this year.
right.
But since we missed, what they would see is 48 for the first.
Well, you could spread it out and not do it in one lump payment.
what I would do is I'd take the 95, divide it by 3.
Which is 31, and then divide for the
Yeah.
remaining 3, we would
So-
get 31.
Yeah, so each quarter they get a 31.
Right.
Whatever dollar.
Yeah.
Instead of the 2375.
2375, okay.
Yeah.
We would have to put a note that.
Yeah, to
by the
Janice,
way, it
Yeah.
should be
Yeah.
2375.
And then in the year after that, then we'd be billing quarterly, and we'd divide it by 4.
Right.
Whatever the rate
Right.
is.
You
at
could
the
even
time,
put in that
stays.
note going, the rates did not get raised, because if, the only way the rates could get raised is if there was a public hearing, and there was no public hearing, so this is what happened. Seriously, you need to put your explanatory notes plain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's good, yeah.
So the other idea would be just to skip the first 2375 entirely, and then just bill 2375 for the last 3 quarters.
Yeah, and in doing that, we're still safe with our, covering our expenses for the fiscal year that we have allotted. Yeah.
All right.
Thanks,
So it's
I
unfortunate,
always
yeah.
need to see it in black and white, so sorry.
I wasn't too happy about it, but anyways,
sounds like
that's
you've
where
got
it
it.
ended up.
All right. Well, when can you have more numbers for us so we can schedule the next meeting? 2 weeks?
Wednesday?
I'm busy tomorrow.
Yeah.
I just seen if you're listening, Dan.
Yeah, we could do 2 weeks.
All right, you want to do the 23rd?
Yeah, that works. As long as there's no other meetings, right?
Yep,
Yeah,
4
at-
o'clock? No, nobody's
Oh.
allowed to take our 4 o'clock Tuesdays.
That's
Rate review.
September 23rd at 4 PM. So we'll have the scenarios for the transfer station. Any quick update on stormwater, if anything,
Yeah.
and then, yeah, and
Yeah,
then,
you would probably have to have your decision by then.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll figure out by then.
Yeah.
We're
So-
figuring out.
transfer.
okay,
All right,
all right.
And the auditors are in the room, but I'll make sure they leave by like 20 of
yeah, just throw them
that
out.
day. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep. Just kidding, don't throw them out, but you know what to do.
Just nicely
Yeah.
escort them in a
Yeah.
hurried manner.
We have other places.
Yeah. If we get a bunch of negative findings,
The audit was going very
it's
well.
going
I'm
so
still-
well.
That's right, that's right. All right, is there anything else?
Good meeting.
All right, I'll take a motion.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Chair says aye, we are adjourned. Good night, everybody.